Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babble Z. I'm Chris Adams, Tech and Master, joined by.
RPG Maniaco 5.
And Traptical.
So I've got so much been playing. A middle segment about how much should this game be worth, or I don't know. Tropical suggested it, so
Started
we're just
making
gonna
up stuff again. You
follow
know how
him
that
into
goes.
crazy aimless land, and he will
Yay!
deliver us into
There's no way this can go terribly.
his tropical question that always gets all tropically. So we'll see what happens. And we got a couple news stories because nobody's been on the news ball this year, so whatever stuff happened, nothing important, or we'd totally talk about it. We're gonna talk about it anyway. Nothing that matters, because nothing really matters. I almost went into like super existential crisis mode there.
I was
Okay,
just
I
about
had
to
to pull
say,
myself back.
it's like
Had to pull
you
myself back.
you were. I
But
was
we're back.
worried. I was like, he's doing it, guys. He's doing it. We gotta reel him back in. Gotta reel him back in. It's happening.
Aimless, aimless, aimless. So yeah, what I've been playing. Oh, there's no that game that starts with a D this week. Oh yeah, suck at that game.
And like the
Um,
D. Oh no.
So, but I did play some other stuff. So I made my way through Gravity Rush Remastered on PS4, and I'm ready for some Gravity Rush 2 now. And I gotta say, I did enjoy it, except for there's just certain parts where the camera is just like so erratic, and my head was like kind of hurting, and my
In all
eyes were like,
fairness, I mean,
it
it's a
gets,
gravity game,
yeah,
so
it gets really. I mean, there are just like moments where like you're just your field of vision, your point of view is just like woo, just yeah, head turning, eye burning,
oh
sensational
my.
speed and fluidity. But yeah, besides that, it was like a fun Sailor Moon single person adventure where you're all like, yeah, doing stuff. Everybody's got problems. I'm gonna solve them with my dream powers, and that was cool too. It was like some weird dream stuff going on of like, what's up with this reality? Oh, I'm a dreamer, dude. God, person, whatever they're called, I forgot. And there's some other one. There's more than one. Oh, isn't that cool? There's like some realm. It's been torn apart. I'm putting it back together. Stuff's going down. I got some sweet cosmic cat that's got these powers, and I get powers, and I can shift gravity. It's cool. Everything's fun. It was a fun, whimsical adventure because man, I gotta say, the times we live in, it was fun to take a break in this game because yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm all about that. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, and just
It's all about it, guys.
melts
It's all
my
about it.
sorrows away from the crappy real world we live in. Let's see. But yeah, pretty good. Can't wait to play the second one,
You're not
and
gonna like.
especially because it was like a nice ending. That was a nice, nothing too crazy happened. Of like we're not gonna leave with a cliffhanger. We're not gonna make it feel sad or whatever. It's just nice. Oh, that was a nice.
I think there was a partial cliffhanger.
It left room there to like continue on, but it didn't suspend you too much and like, oh man, what's gonna happen now? What's gonna happen? Oh no, suspense, suspense, suspense. Um, a nice standalone adventure. And then besides that, on consoles, I don't think I played anything else besides that. I think I just played that because I was trying to wrap it up. That's what happened. I was trying to wrap this up, and then nothing else I played because I was just getting through this game. And we didn't have a Destiny night this week, so I was like, not playing that game. Um, did I play anything else? I'm thinking I played something else, but then I'm pretty sure I didn't. So whatever, I probably didn't. And then I remember what happened now. I was playing this, and then one night Zaffro and Gamer totally like roped me into playing more Uncharted 4 survival mode because we were playing through like survival mode on Crushing, and so we got that done. That was whatever. We did it. Never very good, or maybe for like fun or something. But yeah, the hardest difficulty is never a fun time. Besides that, what did I play? I think I went. Oh, okay. So I was gonna switch games, but I had already played a bit of Civilization Revolution 2 Plus on Vita, so I didn't bother switching games. I just played that all week at work and messed around with the random scenarios that it gives you to like do stuff, but they're super hard. And I was like, I'm not good enough to get through these, so whatever. So yeah, and I will be switching back to Final Fantasy 8 because in the world we live in, So many existential crises, and I'd like to, at least get through Final Fantasy 8, if it all ended tomorrow. Just saying, just throwing it out there. If it all ends tomorrow, I'd like to finally, make peace with that game and be like, I did it. 7, 8, 9, 10, did them, yeah. And then
Magical
at some point, 6, gotta do that one too. So doing it, and then 5 after 8 on Vita. So. Oh, that's the other thing is, like, I ordered earbuds because I remember I was like playing. I was like, dude, I remember I was playing these and I was like actually hearing the music and stuff. So like, what happened? And I was like, oh, at one point I had earbuds and I was listening to like my iPod and I was like, what happened to my earbuds? And apparently they just crapped out on me and I got sick of like buying them over and over again, even though I went through like 2 or 3 pairs, which isn't a lot, whatever. So I bought some more. So that's gonna be a thing. I will be back on the Vita playing games and actually being able to hear them now and enjoying my JRPGs because. That's what my Vita's going to be for. It's like all the JRPGs I was not able to play. I'm sorry, I'm going there. I'm going to the dark place again. I'm sorry, I just can't help it. It's like I'm just thinking, as a Nintendo child, getting into 64, I never got a PS1, so there's so many JRPGs I never got to play. And then, now I can play them all on my Vita, and then hopefully get through as many as I can before the end of times. So that's my plan. So I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I'm set. For this year.
I had a
beyond.
PS1, so I mean, I could play all the RPGs.
So I'm going to be on the GRP tree. Blah, 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 GRP tree. GRP. And ride it until it can't be ridden anymore, and hopefully get to the finish line. And that's all I've been playing. All that stuff. Oh, well, maybe I think I might have played a bit more Tomb Raider before I traded him, but it was nothing. It was just the extra modes in the game. Did I talk about the one where like you're in the house and you like explore the mystery?
Sort of.
Okay, well
you mentioned it existed.
Okay, well yeah, I finished that one. There's some other ones I didn't play, but whenever I download it for cheap from the PSN store, I will play it and report back. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. So someone else can go.
Oh no.
Also, our connection is like being really weird right now. I'm not sure why, but it's not red all the time, but it's red, yellow, green, and the connection's kind of all over the place. I don't know what's up with that, but it's only disconnected once, so whatever.
Huh. It sounds fine from here.
Well, our
connection to where?
Our OBS stream is like weird
on
the connection. It's just like being weird.
That I don't have control over. I wish I did, but I don't. Sorry.
Yeah, too many people are streaming their Resident Evil 7 craziness right now. I guess.
Maybe. Yeah, I almost got it, but then I was like, wait, this works against me. So I didn't, and that basically means trying to play through the stuff I have. I didn't really play anything new. I mean, obviously I played lots of Paragon.
Did.
The one, yeah, or most of the time. Or maybe not even that. Anyway, yeah, mostly it was Paragon, and then there was a big winter update for Battleborn, and I decided to check that out because
he wanted to punish himself. He was mad.
Well, like the main thing was that they improved performance, and it also supports PS4 Pro now. And I was like, okay, I want to see performance is better because before it performed pretty poorly, and so you're trying to play sort of a first-person shooter MOBA, but it's very hard to track anyone because like the frame rate was really low.
I'm sorry.
Well, I guess it's sort of the same. Like, yes, performance is definitely better, and it's easier to track people, but I guess the people who are playing now have been playing since the beginning, I think. So it's like really hard. It's sort of like, I think if I didn't play Paragon for a while and then had to come back and like relearn it. So like I haven't played much Battleborn since the update. But playing it now is like, wow, everyone is like super fast. And I can kind of track them, but it's a lot harder.
The real question is the grass prettier?
The grass? I don't know.
Yeah,
visual-wise, it looks pretty much the same, I think. Just like it just feels smoother. There's I think two different modes on PlayStation Pro where you can have 30 frames at 1080 and also at 4K, or you can have 1080 at 60, or like not capped at 60, but it's uncapped frame rate. And when you play it that way, it does feel smoother, but it also feels kind of sluggish, I guess. So it still feels like it's hard to really lock down aiming and like get people when you really need to. Because movement in the game, like you can move around pretty quickly, it seems, depending on your character. And so, yeah, before it was a huge problem to aim at those people. Now it's like technically it should be easier, but it's still really hard. And yeah, I don't know if I had much fun with it because it was very difficult to play against these people. But yeah, I think it's sort of a not a wait and see. Try some more, and then I'll report back. Um. Yeah, I think that's about it. Unless you want to hear about Paragon stuff. I had an awesome run. It was like 3 games that I won. Each of them was around half an hour long, and I only died. I think it was like 13, 14 kills across the 3 games, and I only died once. And it was like, wow, that was like my best streak, I think, ever.
Oh my.
And it's just, I realize, because I don't know, game players on these servers seem sort of weak. they they give up really easily. So if you can get a lead early on, you can force them to quit really easily.
Yeah, there was one game we played, I think it was today actually, that they quit like within like 15 minutes or something.
That one was ridiculous. We had like 30 some kills in a 20-minute game. 33 kills in a game that was just over 20 minutes.
It was
Like, that
ridiculous.
was nuts.
It's like, that's how you know a team is terrible. That's
Yeah. That was probably the worst team I've seen.
Yeah.
They had really poor synergy.
I still think it was probably all intentional. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. They wanted to lose. So
Well, they're just
like,
yeah. I only saw a few of the players. I didn't get to see some of them on the other side of the map, but yeah, like the few that I fought against, they were like doing really silly stuff. Like, oh, I'm gonna attack that guy and ignore you, and they would just get into, like, you know how pincer maneuver? It's like, okay, you want to try to trap them in between you and your teammates, and he just like pincered himself. He walked between us. It was dumb. 3 times. He did it 3 times. Did they surrender that game, or did we win it? They surrendered,
They
right?
surrendered because there was
Yeah, because we
another
took
game we
their.
did win quickly, but that one was when they surrendered.
Okay, yeah, that one, because I remember we took out their jump pads like
Okay.
within 12 minutes.
Because I think like Gideon died one last time and then they quit right
Yeah,
after that. And then it was just like, oh, game's over, I guess. They couldn't stand the heat, so they got out of the kitchen.
still having a lot of fun with Paragon. There's a new character reveal tomorrow, and then next week that character will be released.
Which means the fight begins again. Yay!
Did you see the teaser?
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. No, what is it? Is
like-
it somebody?
It's a lady and has something to do with ice.
Oh, we just got a woman. No. No diversity. What's going on here? Yes. We're terrible. I got my master challenge with gadget today too, so yay! My first master character. So I get to be one of the cool kids with the fiery character model, so people know I'm amazing because I am. Because I am. There's that.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Short week, busy week doing other stuff. I went to Global Game Jam over the weekend and tried to make a game with some other guy.
Did you? Did you make one?
No, we were unable to complete one. We in the end we had like four different concepts and three of them were actual like playable somethings. It's like I don't know, it's the way that people make or in a lot of indies make games these days. The principle is like, okay, get something playable as quickly as possible and then figure out how to make it fun by, playing that thing and then like changing it until it's fun. And there was like an interesting article I read recently about how that is a weird, or it's not a weird, it's like a primitive way to design stuff. The example they gave was like a wheel maker. So if you were like an apprentice wheel maker in the olden days, you didn't really know anything about the design of the wheel. You just knew like this is how my master taught me how to make it. This is how I make it, and it's through like rote making of wheels that you learn to make better wheels.
Hmm.
And then over time, like we learned sort of the science. It's like, okay, and then so today we can make better wheels without actually making them. We can like design them in computers or like talk about the design and then like make a better wheel. And games never reached that point. Was what the article was saying. Something happened in the games industry and it never reached that point. So instead of having design language where we can talk about the design of games and actually design them out on paper before making them, we have to just like sort of brute force it. It's like, make the game. Okay, is it fun? Nope. Okay, tweak this. Try it again. Is it fun? Nope. Okay, tweak this.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
It's well, it sounds really inefficient.
Wait. Time out, Tropical. So is the method that you just described of like making it and it's like not fun, but you just keep iterating on it, is that like the more orthodox style versus like the indie style of like do this as the fun thing and then just like make a game around that?
Well, that's sort of the same thing, isn't it?
Not really, because you have the game, but it's not fun. But if you make the game jam style, it's like you build the game around the fun instead of making the game first and then making it fun.
Yeah, but you have to like find the fun first, right?
Yes.
Not
Like that's the thing. Like you can think in your head, this is going to be fun, but then you make it,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
and
It's
if
like
it's fun or not, like you don't know until it's made, and then
yeah,
you've tried it.
yeah. It's like you have the concept, and you think it's fun, and then you go to make it, and it's like turns out it's not that
Yeah,
fun. So then it
yeah,
does. So it does kind of like still fit to the same style of the traditional of like, oh, you had this idea, but it's not that fun. So
yeah.
whatever.
So like that's what it is. Like I mean, obviously when you're starting off, you think, okay, what's fun, and then you make that thing, and then you try it, and then if it's not fun, you like iterate on
Give up.
that. Is the way that I've heard like tons of people describe like this is how you make a game, or this is the way that people make games now. It's like rapid prototyping and iterating on that. I was like, this seems it's kind of crazy, but I don't have a design language for it for you guys either. So
So I guess
You all sound insane.
Gabe Newell's right. Games are hard to make because you think they're fun,
yeah,
but then you go to play it after you made it, and it's like, oh, that's not fun. Let's just keep working on it. And then you're stuck in development hell for 10 years, and then it's like, oh, here's our game, and everybody's like, so it's okay. And some people are like, it's really good, and then
yeah.
it's like, guys. We
I mean,
spent
because
10
it
years
sort of
making
makes
this,
sense.
okay?
Like from a software engineering perspective, is like if you spend all this time engineering it, and it's not till like 8 months in that you have something that you can try, and like if you find out at the 8 month point that it's like not good, then that's really costly. So yeah, now the recommended practice, I guess the one I keep hearing is like, yeah, make it so that you have something to work, mess around with at like 2 weeks. And if it's not good, sort of fundamentally at 2 weeks, then it's like, okay, we can cut our losses.
My.
Well, that would explain the era of regurgitation that we live in, of sequel, sequel, remake, sequel, sequel, whatever.
I
Easier.
love remakes.
Someday, maybe we'll get to the point where we can
Although
have the
not all.
tools to design without making.
I mean, sequels don't necessarily have to be regurgitation.
They can be like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Like everything's
It's like,
technically a sequel, but not
what does that even
actually.
mean for a game to be Marvel Cinematic Universe?
It can mean there could be a bunch of games that take place in the same universe, but they
Yeah.
aren't necessarily the same game.
I mean, it's like a bad example, I guess, but like Halo and Halo Wars.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So essentially, like
Spin-offs.
like the Mario tree of
Yeah,
games.
the
Like
Mario
there's a Mario
tree of
Party game,
games.
there's a Mario Kart game, there's a Mario game that's in the Mario world, but they aren't all in the same universe. They're just the same characters and stuff doing stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to go in my, be in my cart, drive down some courses. I want to play this board game with my friends and do the same thing. Or maybe we'll just go and collect coins and beat Bowser. We'll do that because we're all in the same doing stuff. Whatever.
But yeah, if you're talking about mechanically, because the Mario games are really only tied together by having the same characters. So it's like they didn't have to make that again, but they still had to make each game fun somehow. Yeah, mechanically, I have no idea what the Marvel Cinematic Universe of game mechanics would be like. Or maybe it could be. Oh, it's kind of like what they did with lots of franchises, like Metal Gear, for example. Metal Gear. It's sort of a rehash, but it's also not really.
Please explain.
It's like the core is still stealth,
Oh, okay, what you're saying. Yeah.
but like Metal Gear Solid 4 and 3, they're not really similar that way, or so similar in the way that you think of sequels.
Yeah.
And then like 5 is like totally different mechanically, but also still kind of the same. And so you can see that it's a sequel, but it's also not like a rehash. Maybe something like that.
Not all sequels are the same though, so. But that would be one example where it is like each game is very different from the previous or next entry.
Yep.
Because you couldn't really say the same for like the Batman or the Tomb Raider games or Deus Ex, the modern Deus Exes.
Yeah, because like those two were pretty similar, right? Like
Yeah.
you have new mechanics, but they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
Whereas the Metal Gear games are not.
I have
Or
a
if we're
wolf
able to
dog,
go all
and
the
he
story
marks stuff
route.
on my screen, and I'm like, oh, there's a threat there, or there's a dude there. Let me sneak up and choke him out. Oh yeah, can't do that in Metal Slide 4.
Yes, you can.
Or 3. Well, you don't have a dog to do it for you, so whatever. And then your Mark whatever Metal Gear control thingy doesn't do it, so.
I would never want to risk my dog like that. If it was a person, sure, but not a dog. Just saying. Dogs are our friends, man.
I guess Resident Evil was kind of like that too, because after a certain point they jumped the shark, and then it was just like, but then they went back with 7. But I haven't played it, so I'll just take everybody's word for it.
It has been getting a lot of good press, so that's good. So people are like, yay, it's Resident Evil again. We can all stop crying and complaining. And also, I think the movie comes out this Friday, so yay.
Yay! Final chapter.
For now.
Well, aren't they? They're moving on to Monster Hunter, right?
Ugh. Ugh. I don't believe they'll be able to do Monster Hunter properly.
That'll be weird.
I don't
Especially.
think it's gonna turn out well because I already read like what they want to do with it, and I was like, yeah, that's not Monster Hunter. That's not Monster Hunter at all. It's like at least with Resident Evil, you had some elements, but it's like this time they're just like, yeah, we don't even care. We don't even care, guys. So yay.
Is that how you've been playing Tropical?
Yep. Yep.
RPG, it's your turn.
Yay! So I played Paragon because Paragon, and also have that event going on this week where we get like the extra experience and reputation boost and stuff. So this is the perfect time to do it. And I got my master challenge with one of my characters, so yay! But then I tried using a different character today after so long, and it did not end well. So I blame Tropical.
I was also using a new character.
So I mean, it just did not go well, and it was just like LOLs. But we at least we won all our previous games, so that would make so it makes up for all of this. So
We were
yeah,
stomping today.
it was crazy.
Until those games.
Like I don't know if it was just us being amazing or if it was because people just sucked today. So I'm just gonna assume it's us being amazing, and I'll go with that. I'm okay with that. I accept that. So other than that, I picked up Gravity Rush 2, but I haven't played like a lot of it. I've only played like a little bit after she gets her powers back or whatever. So I I don't actually know what's gonna be going on or like what's happening. But in this one, she gets like trapped in this new place because she got sucked into a wormhole, and she's all like, "I don't know where I am. I don't know what life is." So then she gets her powers back pretty early on though, so you get to gravity shift and everything again. But they added a couple of new mechanics to her powers, so some of them kind of like got beefed up, and then there's also like the new gravity styles you can use now. So it's like I think it's Jupiter's the heavy one, yes, because like Jupiter's like makes you like super heavy, and you can do like dive bomb attacks, and but you move like super slow, and like her kicks are kind of clunky and stuff. But then there's the is it moon style or something? Maybe it's lunar. I think that's the name of it. It makes her like super light, so even like her regular jumps make her like jump over buildings and stuff, and she can like do all these floaty moves and all kinds of stuff, and it makes her faster and everything. So it's cool. You can also like equip talismans and stuff now that you find when you go on like digs, because it's like one of the things is like you can go mining for like the crystals for like upgrading her skills and stuff, and like sometimes you'll find like talismans you can equip that boost like her I guess like the spread of her attacks or like the power or the or reduce the cost and like do different I guess bonuses to her abilities and stuff. So they've added things to customize her for your play style and do all kinds of stuff. And then there's dungeons now, and it's still fun to just do nonsensical gravity shifting all over the place. Because there was like one part when I got my powers back, I just wasn't even like doing anything story wise, and I just like floating around for no reason. I was like, I enjoyed this. I like just kind of falling gracefully in random places because basically what her powers amount to graceful falling. So it's fun. It's a fun time, and I enjoy it. And I'm glad that it got a sequel, and it's pretty. So there's that too. It's like it's a very pretty game. It's a very pretty game. So I mean, I don't know if is Gargoyles 2 on the Vita as well,
No, it's
or is it
not.
just
It's just on
oh, okay?
PS4.
Yeah, because it's like I don't know if because they probably did that intentionally because they're like guys, it's too pretty, so we have to console this. So it happened, and I mean I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it because Gravity Rush is great and I enjoy it. Other than that, I picked up Tales of Berseria yesterday, but I've only briefly started playing it because well, no, was it yesterday? It had to be today because I was at work until late yesterday or something. So, wait, no, it was yesterday. Anyways, I picked it up, but I only played like a little bit of it so far, but I can already tell this game's going to be pretty dark. So I am not preparing myself for a happy ending because I was let down, and I can already see that's going to be the case.
The
Because like
trend
even
continues.
because the first like the first scene is basically the main character finding her sister like impaled. So it's like, well, it's gonna be one of those kinds of games. And then it's like you get a flashback, and then within the first hour, her brother gets killed too. So it's just like
What?
this is, and so then you get taken to the present time where she's like locked up and all. Now she has this whole quest for revenge thing. So
Oh,
you
that's revealing.
so it's gonna be a wild ride because she is pissed
Actually, I
and
gotta say, I don't think I've played a JRPG where you're on a quest for revenge. It's usually like the
because it rarely is the case. It's always like you
yeah, you're the
saving the
hero.
world.
Yeah, that
She
sounds
is
interesting.
definitely not a
I
hero.
kind of want to play
She
this
is
now.
definitely because like even like the first mission when you first get her or first started or whatever, there's like a part where she's in jail and she's like she releases all the prisoners and then the person accompanying her is like, hey, so it's probably a bad idea because even though you freed them, they're probably all going to get killed by the soldiers. She's like, that's fine because I only need them as a distraction so I can get to the ship. And then she does something similar again where it's like there's a guy who got turned into a demon or whatever and you're tasked with like killing him so you can get the people like the guild restriction lifted for the city because they were like hunting him or whatever. But then he explained what was going on, and she was like, that's fine then. So she cut off his tail, and then she was like, so I'm gonna go tell the people that you're dead, even though you're not, and then you can do whatever you want after that. And because he was like, I'm gonna go to the town and like kill everybody. She's like, I don't care. It's like as long as I get my ship, I just need to do my. She's like, as long as I get my goals going, I don't really care what you do. So she's basically like, she really doesn't care like about people at all. She just wants to go kill the guy, get her revenge, and be done with it. She doesn't even care. She doesn't even care.
I like
So
this. I like
so
this.
she's currently like a half demon now because of the whole incident where her brother got killed, and I guess she made a pact with one or something because it was like a lot going on. But so now she has like this demon arm that she uses to eat other demons to like power herself up. So she that's like part of the fighting mechanic in the battle systems because like every character in the party has like a break soul thing which is mapped to the R2 button, and hers is the whole consuming thing, and it gives her like a set of new combos and special attacks for her to use whenever she does it. And then the other characters have their own stuff like counter attackings or like special buffs for the team and stuff like that. But um fighting wise, the battle system is closer to, I want to say it's more similar to Grace's than it is to the other games because it's like it's more of an like a art tree. So you basically string together combos based on the arts you like place on your tree, and you can kind of just like make up combos like different button presses with like circle, triangle, square, or something. Like it'll like go along the combo tree that you have set up and everything, and like certain combos can like create like openings for other stuff and all kinds of other shenanigans. So it's like it's more fight gamey than the other Tales games, but still an RPG obviously because it's a Tales game. So there's still all your stats and equipment changes and things for the titles that you get in battle that you have to do. But so far I'm enjoying it. But like I said, it's probably going to be super dark because this does not seem like people are happy right now, and she doesn't care who dies as long as she gets what she wants. So it's gonna be interesting. And from my understanding, I think it's like supposed to be like a distant prequel to Zisteria. So that also does not bode well for the characters since prequels always end terribly for everyone involved unless they're like in other games. So,
How's
yeah.
it free? Or yeah, I don't know this character. They don't show up. Oh, oh, well, there they go. That's how that happened. Well,
Yeah, so it's like, because I mean, there's already things that are like, there's similar stuff that like certain types of characters show up that are, I guess, like precursors to the stuff in Zisteria. But like I said, since the distant prequel, it's a good chance that no one's going to make it out of this alive anyway. So it's going to be, yeah, should be fine. I guess I'll just wait until Digimon comes out for my happy game. And yeah, cool. That's cool. So, yeah, so that's pretty much all I've been playing for now.
okay, so How long is your train of sad games? Is it like the World of Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 15 were both sad, and then this is sad, and then like what other stuff was sad?
I can't remember because I might have tried to repress it all. Because let me see.
I remember that was like RPG's thing was like all the games that he was going to be playing were like sad or or just involved sad things happening to people.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I guess no. Let's see here. Because Final Fantasy came out in November. I can't remember what I played before that. Hmm. Yeah, I can't remember. It's just been such like a stream of them. So I don't know because I mean, keep in mind Dark Souls came out last year. I mean, Zero Time Dilemma. I mean, it had a semi happy ending, I guess. Because I mean, they kind of stopped everything from going horribly by making everything go horribly. So it's like kind of. I don't. Yeah, I really. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Eventually, guys, one of these days, I'm just gonna like get a Mario game and then just like play that and just like it's fine. I
Well,
found a
there
happy
is
game.
one coming out this year. Oh, unless they delay it. Ooh.
Bowser actually winning this one. It's like he took over the Mushroom Kingdom. Dark times are ahead. Like, well, thanks a lot, Nintendo.
That'll,
Like,
that'll never happen
I don't know, man.
unless they
Because I
get
mean,
bought out or someone else takes over the company. It's
so,
like
I
it's like
mean,
we didn't make our characters go dark.
because even the next Legend of Zelda is supposed to be like super emotional and sad and stuff. So we're doomed.
Well, those are the times we live in. But yeah, moving on. So, Tropical, you had a topic for this week's middle segment about games and their prices and stuff.
Sure, it's just something that popped into my head one day. You know how for a while there was sort of this people were making the argument that certain games weren't worth it $60 or whatever because they weren't long enough.
I remember that.
And that sounds
Well,
kind of
people
ridiculous, but
still say that and make those
yeah.
arguments.
So I guess the question is like if that is not a good way to decide like what is what a game is worth at retail, like what is a good scale for measuring if a game was worth it or not?
I okay. Well, I guess the two things that pop into my mind immediately after you say that is the depth of the experience and then the production values. So, because it's you can really you can I mean that like I mean production value is probably primarily just 'cause you can like tell between the stuff that the studio really took effort into like doing really good, or just when there's like the small details like when I'm playing Tomb Raider and like Lara Croft's hair is just perfect all the time, and I can't just like stop focusing on it because it's so contrasting to like her dirty outfit, which is so cool. And it like gets dirty and like all the like stuff that you go through in like the snow and the rain and the mud. And it's just like, man, but her hair is so perfect. I just can't stop looking at it, and it looks so good. And then the weather effects, and like the textures, the graphics are amazing, and the weather, and all the little details, and the voice acting, and the music, and the soundtrack, and the score, and the script, and the story, and like all this other like the small things that just all add up to like, oh man, that's so amazing. That's such a good experience that's made possible by the oozing of production values that made this game so worth it. Of
Oh
my
my.
$60 I spent, but in that case it was free because I got it with my PS4, but whatever. So yeah.
Well, let's say so you're saying like production value?
Yep.
Let's say like The Last of Us was only the length of the prologue of The Last of Us.
Tropical, really?
Yeah.
So you're gonna like cut a game, or like you're gonna like take a game that is air quote AAA or whatever, and be like, well, only a small sliver. Is it still $60? Is that your question?
Yeah.
I would say it's not worth 60 because it's like not the full experience, so it's not the same. So it's
Well,
like
let's say like and
I mean, it's just as
not
good,
The
but it's
Last of
not.
Us, but I'm saying like Last of Us production values,
Hmm.
but it was only like an hour long.
I mean, it's still. Ultimately, it comes down to like what the publisher prices it at. I mean, there could still be a game that's like super short if it's like it doesn't matter like how short the game is. If it's as if, like the details there, it's like I wouldn't mind paying like whatever it is to like play through it. Like what's that one game? Like Metal Gear Solid, the first one for PS1 is like, I mean, back in the day, the like games were like 40, $50, whatever, or 60 if in 64, and you're screwed because they're cartridges. It's like that game is like you can just like speed run through that because it's so short, but it's like it's to me it's worth the full price because it's just such good, like if you skip all the cutscenes, it's really short too, and like you're missing out on all the cool stuff of like the Hudson, or not the Hudson, I mean Shadow Moses Island, and we got to take down the decoy octopus and sniper wolf and Vulcan Raven and ocelot and liquid snake, whatever their name was called, I can't remember.
All of the snakes, all of them.
And then you've got some sweet action, some sweet stealth action, some sweet combat systems of like sneaking around in the cardboard box, some radar stuff going on, some sneaking up on dudes and snapping their necks or shooting them in the face with guns. It's great. It's great. It's like it's worth full price, even if it was short. It's like, like I didn't know. And that's the other thing is like if a game's that good, you finish it and you're like, again, I want to play it again, or you play it again, or there's like, or back in those days when there's like unlockables, and it's like, oh, there's some sweet unlockable. I need to play it again so I can get that sweet tuxedo, or I need to play it again so I can get this thing or that thing. It's like it makes it worth it because it's like you play through it over and over and over and over again. It's like, oh well, yeah, totally, totally worth it to just keep re-upping on my playtime here.
Well, I mean, like that's the thing. Like, can we say that playtime doesn't matter at all?
I mean, of course it does.
So playtime does matter, but it's not like
It's just not the
the
only thing
only
that
thing.
Yeah, it's not
matters.
like it's just one factor of many.
Hmm. I think we're too much in agreement on this. Yeah, I mean, because what else is there to say? um, because so for me, like the main things that I play these days are all free, and yet my playtime is ridiculous in them. Uh, would you agree that prices aren't set so much as like how much it costs to make a game? It's more about how much people are willing to pay for it.
Mm, that is a good one to have to call because it seems like they're getting more and more expensive because
But
the
I mean,
way like
I'm assuming it gets more expensive to make them though too. As
I
the
mean, yeah, well, yeah, that is true. But I'm just saying, like, there's like not like, because that okay. I think it's a better question because there's so many games now where it's like you have the game, but then there's a season pass, which adds like certain like it like over a certain amount of time, it will keep adding to the game experience that you get in the base game, but the base game like $60 is like arguably not worth it because you're like missing out on all that content that's not there. But then it's like, well, why can I get that content if I'm paying full price? And you're just like taking the content out and then reselling it to me. It's like it's a very weird gray area, and I'm like, that is yeah. Okay. Wait, what was the question? Because I'm kind of like rambling on and forgetting the question.
like you
Um,
always
I
do.
guess yeah, like I
Shut
think
up,
that games are priced not based on like how much it costs them to make. They're priced more on how much they think they can get from people.
Okay. Yeah, that would be the case then probably, because that's
I mean,
probably
I think they still do it like based on like because I mean, keep in mind not just making them, but it's like marketing and all these other things that go into I know into making games. It's like you have to make sure you're able to recoup all the cost involved, not just because you have to pay your staff, you have to market the game, you have to actually make the game, you need the equipment to make the game. It's just like a lot of extra stuff, and they probably try to increase the price as that increases, but at the same time keep it to like a price where it's like people won't be like, "Hey, I'm not paying $200 for a game. Why are you insane?" So
We are paying like we are paying around 110 maybe per game now.
well, that's I
Like
mean,
what Tekken was talking about with the season passes, like that's kind of
well, that's only if you decide to. You don't actually have to buy the season passes
I mean, it's true.
because I
And
rarely ever
eventually
do
there's always like the $60 version of like everything with the season
yeah,
pass.
with the whole
Yeah, because that's actually kind of been the kiss of death for me lately with games. Is like if it has a season pass, I'll just be like, well, I'm gonna not get it until it's super cheap with the season pass
because
content
eventually,
in it,
yeah,
which because it's always gonna drop down where I can get it with all the stuff. It's like, cause it's not worth it to me to like get the game that's bare bones, or the base value of $60, which is not even the full content of the game anymore, and then be like, well, I got skimmed on the stuff that wasn't in there. And then like back to like the first part of the question of like is like I mean Link is like that's kind of like the reason I like stopped playing Call of Duty is because every year I'd get one, I play through the story mode first because I'm like a story first person, but it'd be super short, I'd be super disappointed, and it wasn't like good enough, or it was just like a super
even like that with the
spectacle of like
multiplayer.
explosions and bullets, and then like you play the multiplayer but you get burnt out on it, and it's like well it's just the same thing over and over again anyway. So why is so it's like it's not really worth it for me to like keep paying for essentially the same experience every time because it's so fickle and vapid and just like I got over it. I'm like whatever, it's the same crap every year. Like this game sucks, so I can do better, and I moved on, and I'm a much happier person now.
I also would prefer if they like kind of announced what they were planning in their season passes ahead of time because like some season passes don't actually have any like meaty content and it's mostly just like stuff you could actually totally skip and if you buy the season pass beforehand because you're just like excited for something and then just like oh they might have some awesome stuff because they announced the season pass and then it turns out it's just extra maps or costumes or something not major then it's kind of just like well I could have did without all of this so I could just enjoy the base game because technically I didn't lose anything by not buying the season pass thing. So
Actually, the other thing about it is like I guess season passes are the solution because you get I mean it's a bad solution, it's a bad situation in general, but
I was like, wait a minute.
because you get the game, but then like the publishers can like extract more money out of the users and then feel like they're making the money that they should be making on the base game probably, but then it's kind of like I think it's starting like to backfire because there's people like me like that said are just like if it has a season pass I'm not going to buy it. But then Tekken 7 just got announced with the season pass, and I'm totally gonna buy it. So I'm like, so it's not like,
but
but then
this
there's like an
but the season
asterisk
pass for
there.
Tekken might be different because it's
There's
going to
there's
be like fighters or something.
yeah,
It's not going to
there's like
be.
an asterisk there of like how how not involved, but what's that word? It's like you're invested. Like how invested am I in this series or franchise or these characters of this universe that I'm a fan of, and like depending on the
Yeah.
game. So it's like depending on the game, I will fork out the extra money. But if it's like not something, it's like that's a very short list. It's like Tekken, Mass Effect, Telltale stuff, which is like never gonna happen because they just do season passes anyway. And their stuff's like usually it's like pretty
Well, I
reasonably
mean,
priced.
their season pass like includes the full game, so it's not really like
Yeah, like
it's a
yeah,
different type of season
yeah,
pass.
like their season passes are like legit. The only like legit season passes in the gaming industry, where it's like the entire season of whatever game it is, and like all the episodes, no extra crap that you're not gonna get, and it's never $60 too. So it's like always it's like actually even cheaper than like a air quote full price game. So it's always nice to like play Telltale game and be like, yeah, I got my money's worth. So yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Do you feel like Telltale games like cost the right amount? Would you pay more for Telltale
I would
games?
pay more Tactical, but I am glad that they are
I
cheaper than they are. So that's
I
why
mean,
I
I
pre-order
don't.
them every time they're up on the store for pre-order. But yeah, but RPGs like always wait until like the end of the year when they go on sale anyway, when the full season's
Yeah.
out. But like for me, I find it more satisfying to like play through the like the cliffhanger mode of like every episode of me like, what's gonna
Mm,
happen next? I can't wait
I
until next
like that.
month.
hangers.
And then like the next episode comes out and you're like, oh my gosh, and then like you just keep it just does that the whole year, and it's just like oh man, instead of like yeah, because like I mean I didn't have a bad experience with Walking Dead season one. It's just like I just remembered like just playing through it. It was just like even more like dark than I thought it would be, and it's like very traumatic.
I'm sorry, you thought
All at
you thought it
once.
was not going to be
Yeah.
dark.
I
don't.
didn't know what to expect. I just heard like people raving about it. It's like, ooh, I gotta play this game.
Like,
And
what universe did you think this game existed
well,
in?
I mean, I didn't know it was gonna be that good though. That's the thing that like hooked me. That's like why I'm like a fan for life now. It's just like it was so dark and like so mature and so and just like man, I want more of this. I can't wait. And so like now every time there's this new season, it's like I got that season pass day one, dude. It's like I'm like a yeah for life until they f up or like do something terrible. So they got me. But there's like the three exceptions of like Telltale, Mass Effect, or like maybe I mean there's other stuff of like I'm like a fan of like I think Deus Ex. I bought the season pass for that, but it's like they said that the next season pass is like a prequel story to like the flippin' your first mission with Task Force whatever. So lame.
It's for X.
Whatever the task force is that you're in that game, it's got a name.
Pathfinder?
It's not.
Wait, which game are we talking about?
Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
Oh, oops.
The your augmented squad that you are with, your first mission, or not your first mission, but like some mission with them before the. So it's like a prequel mission before the story, anyway. So it's not gonna have like any effect on the flipping main story, which is terrible in that game anyway. Which I don't even talk about. I don't even talk about that because
Doesn't want to talk
that just
about
like
it,
makes me
guys.
think about flipping like the season pass in that game, and like why they are so terrible. It's like nothing in the season pass that's come out from that has been like redeeming of the terribleness that was in the base game. I mean, I haven't played the second DLC, so it's like it could be decent, but I was like, whatever, dude.
Now, mind
it
you,
bummed me out, and I was like, whatever. My judgment had already been cast on this game, so whatever.
he still played the game like 40,000 times despite not liking it. So,
I mean,
grain of salt.
I
Grain
mean,
of salt, guys.
human revolution is like a high bar, okay, and then like Mankind Divided doesn't hit that bar. It doesn't come close, but it's like it's still compared to all the other crap that's out now, it's like so good, like Watch Dogs and every other AAA like middling mediocre game that is like totally not worth $60. That's another effing game that was like garbage for the season pass that like should die in a fire, but whatever.
Oh my.
So I mean that's the other thing. It's like is like with the pricing that it is, like when you have it like that, like you're I think it's very inflammatory if you play a game and like there's extra content in it. It's like you're like, I'm not gonna get the season pass for this. This game is crap if like the base game is crap. So it's like it makes you have even more of a reaction to like I hate this game, or a like polarizing opinion of it when it wasn't that bad to begin with. But like maybe that sends you over the edge when you know that or that the publisher or developer is like gouging people with the
They're
season
trying to
passes.
Activision you.
They're trying to Activision you. Cause that's kind of what happened with Infinite Warfare. Is like that was the first. I'm not sure that probably wasn't the first time they did a more than $60 Call of Duty, but the fact that it came with like a game and then like a remastered version of a sacred game from the past of like the good old days of Call of Duty, and then they like stuck it behind a paywall. It's like, oh well, here's my middle finger, and you can take that price you're charging for that and stick it where you know where. So thanks.
Oh my.
Thanks for that, and I will never, or rather, I will still never buy any more of your games after Modern Warfare 3. So, have fun with that.
Yeah, I mean, I very rarely buy DLC, so it's like not that much of an issue. Because like my thing is like I always feel like
I think
even though
this is
they
a better
are
question
taking
for
stuff
RPG
out of
because
it,
he always buys like just the bare bones games and never buys DLC, and he like doesn't go digital. So it's like I think this is more
I refuse to go digital.
whatever
I
towards
refuse.
him.
But it's like for me, I think like I never feel like DLC itself is worth it. Like, so I guess I always feel like DLC is like overpriced to me. Like I don't care like how much it costs. It always just feels overpriced to me unless it's like super on like whenever PSN has their flash sales for like $5 things or whatever. But it's like other than that, I'm always like, oh my gosh, why does this cost so much? It's only like $10. Just like I don't understand. I don't understand. So it's I am like.
Or do you feel
when it
like
comes-
everybody else has been like indoctrinated somehow and they're just getting ripped off, and you're like, you guys, you should stop doing it. You should just be in the game. Like you should
I
have
think
never bought the horse armor in the first place, and we wouldn't be here.
it's true. That's where it all started. effing horse armor. But I think it's because like it's gotten to the point that people are so used to it that they don't. It's kind of like they don't know any better anymore. It's like they can't remember a time where this wasn't a thing, so they're just like, well, this is how games are supposed to be, right? It's like we're supposed to get like this game and then get charged random amounts for random stuff in it. That's what you do, right? That's how games work. Am I wrong? It's like that's how that works. So it's like I think people have just gotten so it's just they gotten complacent. They just gotten over it and just like, you know what? I accept that I'm being bent over constantly by these companies, and I just accept it, and it's terrible. And I think people should stop to like kind of let these companies know that they're not okay with it. It's like stop buying this unnecessary DLC and stop being okay with them extra charging you like these I guess like these full game taxes that DLC basically is because it's like, well, we could have given you the entire game because like all this content is actually on the disc, so you're basically only unlocking it for whatever ridiculous fee that we're charging for it. So you're basically just paying for unlock code or something for something that you already technically have, and people have just gotten okay with it. So companies are going to continue to do it until people are just like, you know what, I'm not doing it anymore. So until DLC stops selling in the millions and everything, it's like they're going to continue thinking that yeah, this is okay because people are still buying it, right? So they must like it. So I don't know, man. I'm just glad that I haven't come across like any games where it's like been DLC that I have to have because otherwise it's just like, oh no, I have to buy this, but I don't because I rarely ever do. So
Yeah, it's like the weird thing for me is like with fighting games when they do that because Street Fighter Five is kind of like that because you can get it with fight money or you can just pay real money. But it's like, dude, if I can just get real or if I can just use in-game money, why would I spend any money on it? But then not all games are like that because like Tekken 7's not like that, and then Mortal Kombat's not like that because Injustice 2 is not like that. So it's
I think
so
I think one of the Mortal Kombat's is like that if I'm not mistaken, I think it was nine or whichever one because I think you can like
oh yeah.
unlock everything normally, but
Oh,
you
you're right.
can
Because we talked about
also
that one on
pay
the
for it.
podcast of like, why would you pay the money when you could just use the in-game thingy instead of buying the DLC that like unlocks all the stuff?
Because I mean, in cases like that, I mean, I feel like a bit okay with that because it's like it's your choice to do that. Because like other people, you could just like do it normally and just like, hey, I'm gonna unlock this the hard way. I'm not gonna bother. But it's like for people who just want it, they can pay for that convenience, but you don't have to, kind of thing. So that I'm more. I mean, I'm more okay. I'm not okay with DLC in general, but it's like I'm more okay with that type because it's like, well, it's like you don't have to. It's like you don't actually have to buy it. You can still get all the content. It's just gonna take you longer to do. So you
See,
just have
that's
to
weird.
work.
That's weird to me because it makes it seem very free to play style. But this game's not free to play because I spent money on it. But then I could still unlock it. But then it's like I don't see why someone would would not just unlock it and use real money.
Because you like to earn your prizes, I guess. Because I mean, you didn't pay for like you went the hard way with Street Fighter, and I mean, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people who just went out and just like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy this. I don't feel like actually working for this. So it's like, and you're both getting the same experience. It's just that you decided that you value your money more, and you were okay with working for it, and they were just like, I don't really care. I'm just gonna waste my money on this stuff that I can probably just unlock with a few hours of actual playing. And so, I mean, like I'm okay if they give you options like that. I'm just not okay if it's like it's basically required that you buy the content because then it's just like, okay, now you're forcing my hand because it's like I can't actually earn this in any way. I actually have to pay you for a game that I actually already have, which doesn't make sense to me. So
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if Tekken and Injustice 2 are like that because I think it's like it's weird for Injustice because like the higher tiers are like the more costumes and crap that you unlock, but then it's like back in the olden times you could just unlock costumes and characters, so it's like
exactly.
this is a whatchamacallit, blasphemy, active blasphemy against the I can't think of a better word. This is strike number one, so it's like whatever, dude. It's like I'm not buying your game now. I'm just gonna wait for the Game of the Year edition. And then, I would be that way with Tekken, but it's like I gotta know what happens after Jin passes out in the desert. What happens? Tekken 6 was terrible, but I mean, I gotta know what happens next in the story. It's been bugging me for all these years, and it's just, so. And then there's like exclusive classic costumes or something stupid, so it's like, ugh, weird. But I think it's only on PlayStation, so yeah, you have a PlayStation, yay. So, I don't know, it's weird the way that they have I don't want to use the word segregated, but or just money walled all the content behind money walls, and it's like, oh well, if you're a bit richer, you can have all the stuff. If you're a poor person, sorry, which is weird too. So, Chadwick, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm actually okay with it. I think games must cost more to make now, and yet somehow they are still the same retail price.
Well,
And it's sort of it's like a hidden thing. Oh yeah, they definitely cost more. It's just we don't we don't force everyone to pay that price. And it's kind of the same because didn't yeah, like 64 games costed a lot, right?
There were 60, but then some
They were
were
like
more.
$80 occasionally, and the thing is, like,
priced.
eventually those also had sales and discounts, and it's as they got older, and it's sort of the same thing that happens now, except in addition to that, they also like add in the other stuff. So, like Game of the Year editions, for example, it's like, well, it's 60 at launch, and Game of the Year edition is also 60, but it has more stuff. So it's like kind of a discount.
See, I guess that's like the weird thing that they haven't done yet this generation is like the greatest hits or platinum hits or whatever when it like goes down to like half price
Oh,
after selling a
yeah.
certain amount. So
They probably done it. They probably had that intentional. So it's like the sales seem more like sales when they happen.
Usually happens later. I don't think they do it to just make it like, oh, now it's a cheap one. They do it to like boost interest in those titles again. Because like Bloodborne, if you go out and find Bloodborne, it's very often $20 now. What color would the greatest hits be this time?
Well, they've always been red though, haven't? Oh no,
Have
because
they
they were
always
green
been
with the
red?
PlayStation. They've
yeah,
been green
PS1
with
was
the
gray,
PlayStation One.
green.
Yeah.
So I think they were they were red for PS2, right?
Yeah, and they're red for PS3. Maybe they'll keep it red.
They'll probably just keep it red then, because I mean they can't do blue because the boxes are already
Yeah.
blue, so that'd be weird. I mean, I guess they could do yellow, but then it'd be gold, and that's weird and Xboxy and
Oh, wouldn't you think they would do like trophy style? Platinum greatest hits. And
they would
they're
have
like
to. Yeah.
some sort of
Silver.
Platinum hits or
regular
something.
color that makes them look platinum.
That would make sense.
Or they would do sort of that combination blue-white that they do with the platinum trophy.
Nah, it'd actually probably just be like the silver, like a silver colored thingy on the box or something.
So like Xbox platinum hits.
Kind of, yeah. Because I mean, it's the only other option, I guess. Otherwise, they'd have to start using like weird shades of colors and yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do we on continue? Like I have a tangentially related one.
Sure.
Like what?
It's like apparently there is data that says if you release a demo for your game, it is bad for sales.
What? Why would that be bad for sales? I mean, I guess if it turns out to be terrible, then maybe. But I mean, it's a demo. No one. I mean, usually, you could take time to take feedback and change your game. So it's actually, if anything, it'd probably be better off because it's like, well, the people didn't like this, so maybe we can tweak it and do this and this and this and this and change it. Because like, even because if you look at like games like Final Fantasy 15, like from the first demo they had to like what the game time is like, it's completely different because I
Mm,
mean it's like they had time to tweak it based on the releases and see how people responded to it. Or like I think there was another game that was similar that did things like that. But it's like I feel like demos would be more helpful if anything, not less helpful.
I mean, I guess what yeah, I couldn't really figure it out either. I the scenario I could think of is like if your game mechanic is sort of simple, then
Maybe it'll like
if
turn
you
people off
release
or
your
something.
demo, then they people play it and it's like, oh, okay, I've had enough. And you can sort of just to get to that game experience, you just play the demo over and over again.
Mhm. Hmm. I mean, I guess it would kind of depend though, because it's like even because like I said, demos are kind of just like small chunks of what like because I mean, in the full game, anything could have like they could have like different things to like enhance the even if it's like a simple game mechanic or something, they could have like different things that enhance that where it's like, oh, this is a weird way of using this or something. Because I mean, because think about it, like a game like Gravity Rush, for instance, like its whole gimmick is the whole her falling everywhere. But it's like in the full game, obviously you could do a lot more than with just like the simple gravity mechanic than you probably would just get from just playing the demo. So I don't know. I feel like demos are great for like kind of like boosting interest, if anything, because like maybe there's a game you're like on the fence about, and it's like, well, it's like I kind of interested, but it's like I don't know if I really want to since I don't know how it plays or what it's even about or anything. So it's like with a demo, you can kind of get an idea and be like, okay, I could see myself probably enjoying this, so I will pick it up. I don't know. I just feel like I just don't see how demos would be like unless it's just like a really bad demo or something, and people just like react like terribly to it. Kind of like with the whole Valkyria Revolutions thing, when everybody's like, "Hey, hey, this is not Valkyria Chronicles. What is this nonsense? What is this nonsense?" So, I mean, I guess in stuff like that, that probably would have been like some people are just like, "Nope, do not want because this is not the game I was promised." Despite the fact that they said many a times that it is not a Valkyria Chronicles game, but I guess in that regard, demos are dangerous things because it's like, hey, if you would have just lied to us, we would have fallen for your trap, but we didn't because you did not. So, but then again, they also changed the gameplay based on the demo feedback too. So they've actually so in that regard, the demo is actually a good thing still. I don't. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think demos are good things and probably make me actually more likely to buy a game than not buy it.
Yeah, I don't see how demos could be seen as a bad thing because for me, it's like usually when I play a demo and it's really good, I'm more likely to buy that game because I'm like, wow, that was a really good demo. So hopefully there's more like this in the full game or the full game is like this somehow. So even though it's just a vertical slice, whatever. So, but then after a while, I think I was just like, or like when I'm like where I'm at now, and I go into like a game blind because I don't want to like have anything spoiled. It's like I wouldn't play the demo of a game because I would just wait for the full version to not spoil anything. So,
I
So
mean,
basically, it's more like if you don't want demos to damage your sales, don't make a game that doesn't demo well.
hmm, I mean, although I guess like how would you? I mean, how would like the company gauge like whether or not their demo's bad? Because it's like because they probably think it's like, yeah, we worked hard on this, and this is like very representative of the final experience. So it's like we want you to experience this, but then when people play it, they're just like, no, no, that is not what you should have did at all, and you should have done this instead. Like I mean, I guess like I don't know how the whole process of making a demo works, so I can't really I don't know like the whole thought process. Like say for instance you were making a demo tropical since you do make games. Like what would you I guess like what would you like try to feature to make it so it's like, hey, this is like my game. Like
See, that's the thing. Like, you want to make your demo representative of your game, right? So if there are cool things that happen later in your game, you would kind of want them in your demo as well, and people would be like, "Oh, that's cool." But then if you do that, then
it's kind of already spoiled for
yeah,
the
then they're sort of like,
actual
"Well,
game.
I've had my fill of this." It's like, that was good, but I don't feel like, I necessarily need to buy it, and I want more.
So would it be like possible to make a demo where you like hint at it possibly being like deeper, rather, but not actually like putting it in the demo to spoil it, kind of thing? Like, I mean, I guess like could you? I don't know how to.
We see a lot of demos that say basically after you've completed the demo, then there's like a list. There's like a bullet point list of like, oh, uh, more mechanics, more levels, this many weapons, blah blah blah. Pre-order now.
Love pre-ordering things. I love it.
Like, yeah, it's hard to show the depth of a game without actually showing it.
Yeah, because like then you're pretty much forced to spoil it at that
Yeah.
point.
I mean, I guess you don't necessarily need a demo if you have a good enough trailer that's like showcasing all the features.
Well, I mean, trailers work for. No, I
I
mean
mean,
they work
it's
if you're
playable,
like,
so it's better. But it's, I mean, if you just want to get the information across of like what's in the game, you don't
but
necessarily
trailers
need.
can be deceitful because
That's true.
look at No Man's Sky, for instance. People started just interpreting the trailers however they wanted, and then when the game came out, they were like, "Hey, this isn't right." They showed me this when it's like, actually, it's because you decided to interpret it that way. So it's like they never lied to you. You assumed that these were things happening based on the trailer because there was no demo for you to like try to be like, "Oh, this is what the game actually is." Which
Maybe
in that
okay.
case, I might.
Actually, I agree with RPG now because I think maybe that's like the problem with hype now is like there are no demos to ground people's reaction or expectations. So the hype trains just get out of control on stuff when they see them at E3 and they're like, "Look how amazing this game looks," and just they don't get
Yeah,
to play it.
because then you're basically going to make up your own mechanics in your
Yeah,
head and
and
assume like this is a game. This is the game when it's like, well,
yeah,
that's not what I intended for my game. So I don't know where you picked all this up. So
and they just ride that
trailers can
hype
be
train
very
express all the way to
dangerous,
release date, and they're like, "This isn't what I got." When they start playing it, or however long into the game, and they're like, "This is terrible."
basically. Because I mean, trailers work for people who are already like excited about like your franchise for because it's like okay, I've already played games in this year, so obviously I'm like I don't want you to spoil the stuff that's going to happen because it's like well I just need to know that it's happening. So I mean, trailers works for that, but it's like for like I guess for like new IPs and things like that, it's nice to have like some sort of demo because it's like well I don't know what I'm getting with your game, so it's like it's nice to have like some kind of idea. It's like oh okay, I can kind of see myself playing this, or at least like waiting until it goes on sale and buying it, and then it's like I won't feel like I've lost any, or like I'll feel like my value from the game is still, I guess, appropriate for it. But I guess, yeah. Hmm.
Hmm. All right. Just some random aimless stuff for the middle segment this week.
But you didn't give your thoughts on demo tropical. Hmm?
I don't know.
What? How do you not know? It's like you're a gamer and you make games. That's like you
There
should
have been
have.
times when I would like download a demo and play it and then be like, okay, I've had enough of that, and I never bought the game.
Oh.
So I could see it happening, and like that's why
Although
I think, okay, maybe that's the scenario that they're referring to.
Although you're, I mean, in your case though, it's like it's weird because it's like you a lot of times you don't even play like even when you buy a game that don't even like play through it all the time. So it's like
Mm.
you could just be like, cause you seem like the type of gamer where it's like you buy a game just for like a few minutes of fun, and you're just like, I got everything I wanted out of this, and then
Yeah.
you're just so it's like so for you like
Was it worth
basically all games
$60?
are
Like, well, it's not like I won't have it in a year.
yeah.
So maybe.
So it's kind of just like every game is a demo to you. So it's like you will buy them at full price and still play them the same way. So that was a fun demo. So it's like,
Like you know how Nintendo 3DS demos, they have like a limited number of times that you can play them.
yes.
And I saw that and I was like, this is made for people like me. Because there was a demo, it was like the new brain training game for 3DS. And I've had brain training games, and I understand that, well, there's definitely more in the full version. But just playing the demo a few times is like, okay, I've had my fun with brain training.
I think my brain has been trained. I think I can do something else.
Okay, so I guess we can go on to what little news that we have that we didn't really scrounge up because we're terrible at news this year. And yeah, but so Prey. I keep wanting to say Prey 2, and then I get sad 'cause it's not Prey 2, because it's not the Space Bounty Hunter sweet awesomeness game that
Pre reboot.
just Prey, just a reboot, whatever.
I mean, you assumed that there was going to be like a space bounty hunter thing. They never said that was actually going to be the case.
They showed it.
Yeah, they showed it.
No, they didn't. Lies. You have no proof. You have no proof.
But yeah, new Prey is coming May 5th, I think, this year. So
Hmm.
write it into your calendar that there's a Prey coming this year. Or I'm
That's
sorry,
pretty soon.
May 5th.
Because then they just announced it, but during E3 last year, right? Is that when that was announced? Or was that 2 years ago? Am I just like blending all the E3s together?
I think it was
Yeah,
this
I
year.
think it was last year.
I'm sorry, last year.
Or the last one.
Mm.
Because it came back and I was sad. I was like, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, apparently there was some sort of change, or not change, but there's been some sort of like Project Scorpio might not be so amazing.
Dun dun
Some
dun.
specs,
To the shock of no one.
some specs were are out
Well,
there.
so the specs are actually what
Or the
Digital
same ones,
Foundry
I
and
think.
Re. Yeah, like they believe these are the specs that they sort of speculated were the case. The only difference is in the papers that they've looked at, and these are all facts. Like this is not speculation because they actually released this to their developers' website. The papers talk a lot about different techniques for like rendering and stuff, and there's a bunch of them talking about essentially what the PS4 Pro does, which is sort of an upscaling technique.
Yeah. Like native.
Yeah. So, all this time, every time like PS4 Pro has been mentioned as an upscale, like it uses it uses an upscaler on many games. They like the Xbox Twitter has basically been saying, "Oh, we're gonna be true 4K," and that may not be the case.
Yeah.
Which should be interesting
After
to
I
see,
saw
like
the
how,
Foundry video, I was like, this is hilarious.
because how are they going to dance themselves out of this one when they do finally like reveal? Because I'm assuming it's going to get like a full reveal during E3 before it's like released in the holiday season or whatever. But
Mhm.
it's like I'm curious as to how they're going to like kind of save face, especially like because this is the first time this has happened. Like their whole always online or their TV forward nonsense that they did when they first revealed the. So it's like I'm just curious because Connect happened and then they had the same issue there too. So it's just like I just hmm.
I don't know. It's gonna be weird. Like, so the thing is, another line in the paper says that you're not allowed to make a Project Scorpio only game.
Oh yeah, that was yeah.
It has to support Xbox One, which means so, after Scalebound was canceled, there was a lot of speculation saying, well, yeah, it seems like Microsoft has nothing, but they're probably waiting to reveal them with Scorpio. But if you can't make a Scorpio only game, that means those games will also be on Xbox One, which means that, like, where are these games going to come from? They're not going to come out of nowhere. There's not going to be a super amazing game that is coming out this year that we haven't heard about yet. Probably.
Because
so it's sort of different, because I was under the impression that it would turn into the situation where it's like Project Scorpio is basically the next console,
next gen,
and it just happens to play all of your Xbox One games. And so then they could be like, yeah, see, this game that you've never heard about, look how amazing it is. And, it's on Project Scorpio. But then the thing is, like, well, it also has to work on Xbox One. So if it's a super amazing game, like, how come you haven't said anything about it yet? And, like, no one has heard anything about it. And, like, how is it going to be super amazing if it also has to work on Xbox One?
Because, that essentially just turns it into, like, a PS4 Pro, except, their the Xbox version of it. So it's just like, well, you made this whole big deal about it being the most powerful console ever and all this other nonsense, but you won't put any like exclusive games on it to make it worthy of selling off on its own kind of thing. So it's basically just upscaled Xbox One. So it's like,
which is fine, like people bought PS4 Pro, which is an upscaled PS4. So people who like Xbox will probably buy a Project Scorpio, but
Sony also never said that PS4 Pro wasn't like an upscaled.
Well, that and also it's just like, you can't get more users if you just keep targeting the same users. I don't think anyone didn't buy an Xbox One because it wasn't powerful enough for Xbox games. If you want to play Xbox games, you obviously need an Xbox One.
So I guess that means whenever we get our next hardware half steps, it'll be full 4K, guys. Yes, full 4K. And maybe I'll be able to afford a 4K TV by then. But then who knows? We might all be dead. I'm sorry, I had to go there. I just couldn't.
This guy.
It's just I look at the news and it's like, oh man, this is depressing. I need to escape to my virtual world. Video game land, save me, but it can't because I am made of flesh and bone, not zeros and ones.
Polygons and pixels and all that fun stuff.
Maybe there'll be some way to upload my consciousness. Who knows?
Gotta escape your flesh and bone.
Upload your consciousness. I'm pretty sure there's a Black Mirror episode about that.
There is. It was great. I wouldn't mind going to Juniper or wherever.
San Junipero.
That one. The Saint, not Jupiter.
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
It's the best. It's the best, especially when they go to the 90s. I was like, it is the 90s. That was great. I'm sorry. We are totally like in Aimless land right now, but I just couldn't hold myself back because And then like the part when it starts, and I was like, is this the 80s? And they started line dancing, and I was like, this music, the hair, the outfits, it must be the... I'm sorry. It was just a great episode. It's like one of my favorites. It hit the spot. It's just like, it's magical. It's effing magical. And anyway, back to the Aimless podcast and doing the news. So there's your story. News story. If I don't get off the train, I'm going to stay on the train, and I had to pull the eject button, or lever, whatever. So, EVO 2017, the confirmed games that we have for the lineup of what's going to be everybody going to Vegas to fight in the desert to make it out on top. We got Injustice 2, Guilty Gear Xrd, Rev 2, King of Fighters 14, BlazBlue Central Fiction, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, aka Smash 4, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, and then they have a set up through Indiegogo where you can donate for a vote for the uh, fan pick for the open slot of the game for the 8th game, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or ninth game, whatever. And then the candidates for that list are Pokken Tournament, which is currently winning Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is my choice, because you can't have EVO without Marvel. That's like, come on, man, that's a tradition. And then Killer Instinct for Xbox One, not old school Killer Instinct. Mortal Kombat XL, Skullgirl Second Encore, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Nidhogg, Windjammers, and ARMS for Switch, which is going to be weird if it wins, but it probably won't. Those are all on the ballot to be the fan vote for the 9th game, and then EVO will be taking place July 14th to the 16th at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. Fun times. And more Kuma this year, because he is one of the characters, so we'll see if there's any other new characters that are not banned by then, that are new and stuff.
Akuma.
Let's see, besides the Switch thingy, I'm sorry, not the Switch thingy, the Scorpio thingy, I'm sorry, they're both S's, whatever, it won't happen again.
It might.
They would just name the stupid console. So, that, besides the Scorpio thingy and the Evo thingy and the Prey thingy, I don't think that there's a lot of stuff I remember that happened this week in the news. But I could be wrong.
Was the Injustice 2 release date this week? Or was that last week?
I don't know.
It's like June something.
Oh, wait, Tekken 7 is in June. Injustice... Doesn't Injustice have a release date?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it just got
I
one.
don't remember talking about it, so it must have been this week.
Because they announced three different versions. Standard, a bigger one, and an even bigger one.
I guess we didn't talk about it, because I don't remember talking about it. Injustice 2... Because there's a trailer, I think it was, it might have been this week, because this week they showed Robin, and then last week they showed, I think the trailer for the release.
Which Robin?
Which Robin? Damien, your least
It's
favorite.
Damien.
Gross. Gross to me. Gross with the static gross.
But yeah, the release date for Injustice 2 is May 16th, so we have some nice spring games to be looking forward to. Yay. And then Tekken 7 also got a release date of June 2nd, I think? Let me
It
look
is
it up.
sometime this year.
And like some weird pre-order shenanigans about stuff and season passes. It's weird. And then Harada was like, yeah, we said early 2017, but we didn't want to be like Street Fighter 5 and have our game with like no features and stuff, so we just
He would say that.
we just decided to delay it. So sorry, dudes.
They have like such an awesome rivalry.
Yeah, it's June 2nd this year. So yay, June release, summer, fighting with Tekken. Yeah. Though only a month before EVO, so practice up your skills there, and then maybe go to Vegas and be like, yeah, I put in a ton of time. I'm the best, nobody can beat me, and you get beat. Yeah. Yeah, what else is there? Oh, apparently there's a Horizon Zero Dawn bundle for Europe.
Yay! We're not Europe.
Oh, apparently the video game voice actor strike is currently still going on, so that's a thing.
Yep.
Oh man!
Wow, it was pretty crazy. Like at
might go up. Who knows?
At the Game Awards, is that what it's called?
Yeah. The one before the experience.
Nola North spoke out sort of against the voice actors union.
Oh my!
Did you see it?
I did not
I
watch it.
didn't watch it.
Oh yeah, he's sort of
ready
spoke
for the
out
sweet
against
trailer
them.
chapter, which means not watching it because I can see the
But
because they said
killed or
I don't know, but it was sort of crazy. Like and it didn't get any coverage, I don't think, but it felt really significant to me. It's like, man, we know him as the video game voice actor. Like he is the voice of many video games, and he went
All
on
of them.
stage and how the Screen Actors Guild is basically saying performance matters. Like that is what their sort of catchy slogan, I guess, is. And yeah, like Nolan North went up and said, yeah, performance matters, but it's the performance of like the artists and the programmers and all these people
Oh,
that matters. I mean, I'm in there for like what, a few days. These guys work on it for
For
like
years and
years.
months and stuff. Yeah.
So without them, like I am nothing.
shots fired.
And I was like, whoa, that just happened. It was pretty crazy. Yep, I think the Game Awards is getting pretty good. There's like stuff that feels meaningful like happens there. So I think it's getting quite good.
For the controversy.
No, what was the other moment? Oh, like when they awarded
The Kojima
Kojima
thing?
the
Yeah, I
award that
remember
they didn't give him before. It's like, dang.
They're like middle finger to you. Middle finger to you, Konami.
Oh, apparently the Banner Saga 3 is currently having its Kickstart campaign for the third game. So, yeah. I'm not going to give any money because I don't do Kickstarters anymore, but, feel free to chip
I
in.
wonder how that's doing. I mean, Banner Saga, I think, was pretty popular, right?
Yeah, there was another Kickstarter for
I
the
guess I don't
Armageddon
look
Now
at.
game. It's actually supposed to be a survival horror, which was interesting because I watched the trailer. So it was
Hmm.
weird though because they said like we have a, I think they said prototype, not playable build, but like a prototype of it. So I was like, why wouldn't they just show that? But that was weird because there's no gameplay at all in the trailer. So
Hmm.
it was kind of weird, but whatever. So yeah, and they like won $1 million or something. So that's another weird thing. Because it's like yeah, they're like no major publishers will fund this game, and then like you look at the price for the project, and it's like $1 million. It's like oh well, I guess that's a AAA price for a AAA game. That's the going rate these days, eh? So
It's not. $1 million is like nothing.
okay, I mean like for like a Kickstarter game, because like
Yeah.
yeah, you need millions, tens or hundreds maybe for a AAA game. But I think they said. I think they said like something about like they already had like some other funding for it or something, so it's like they only want that nice million, that
Mm.
sweet $1 million. Must be nice.
Just Miss Weird, like Banner Saga, those should have done well. Like, do they need Kickstarter to make a third one?
Maybe I think what it could be is that like it's just a system that works good for them that they don't have to worry about
Mhm.
publisher pressure and they can just like work it at
Maybe.
their own pace and they already have it like figured out as far as like this is our thing, we make it, we or like they just like know the system of like
Yeah.
the time, the deadlines, and as opposed to like and like they're free from publisher interference and meddling, so they don't have to worry about all that crap. Like what, F it, let's just go to Kickstarter again. Our fans are back us. They love our games. And if it works, it's like they can probably just keep on going back to the well. I'm trying to find it to see how much it's made so far. There we go. Where's that? It currently has made of the 200,000 it needs. It's made 128,986. So it's well over halfway there,
It's a living on a
and it
prayer.
still has 41 days to go. Whereas the
Now, do they set their own like time limits on Kickstarters
yeah
or?
they do. Oh
Nah,
they don't.
sort of.
I thought they did.
I think there's only like a few like preset time lengths.
Oh, okay. So you can just be like, oh, we only want it for this long, or we want it for this much longer, or that kind of thing.
Mm.
You get to choose a time limit. Hmm. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess that kind of makes sense because then it's like, well, if you don't make it, and obviously you didn't drum enough interest in that time, you
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be.
It's like my Kickstarter campaign is 2 years long. That should be long enough to get 100,000, right?
Ah,
Uh,
Maybe I can collect enough misclicks in 2 years to get 100,000.
misclicks.
like, whoops.
Oh, I wanted to hit back, but instead I donated $20.
Um, let's see. So after Avalanche Studio got shut down, they were working on Disney Infinity, and then they've been brought back by Warner Brothers Interactive, and they're currently working on a Cars 3 game, ironically enough. So, yay! Fortunately, unfortunately? Or unfortunately, fortunately?
Everyone
I
loves
guess maybe.
cars.
Cars 2 was actually quite good,
Better than
I haven't
nothing?
seen it,
as I
but
understand
I
by
can expect
reputation. Like Cars 2, the game was quite good,
mm,
and that was one of the things that really let Avalanche like take on the big project that was Disney Infinity. Because before Cars 2, I think all Disney games were made externally,
mhm.
and then like Cars 2 and Toy Story 3 were the two games that proved to Disney that's like, oh yeah, Avalanche can make a cool game. Let's let them make this thing that they want to make. So that's actually kind of cool news.
Okay, the Deus Ex Mankind Divided story DLC that I couldn't think of the name is called A Criminal Past, and it's coming out in February, which is next month. And also the task force I couldn't think of is Task Force 29. 29.
Oh,
I knew it was
this
a
is the
number, I just
number.
couldn't think of which one. Because that's a lame name, just saying. You're a bunch of augmented people have like some cooler name than like some number. Whatever. Anyway. But yeah. February 23rd. So you're Agent Jensen and you get traded for some other prisoner in a prison. So you're in a prison and you probably get depowered. You have to break out. Kind of like that other DLC for Mankind or Human Revolution. Weird. Weird. Just saying. Missing Link. I mean, it wasn't. It was like a prison DLC. It wasn't the same scenario, but I'm just saying it's like kind of too similar. Just saying. So whatever. I got season pass. I'll get it eventually. I don't know if I'll get to play it because next month I have other games on my game schedule. So
What
uh,
games do you have on your game schedule,
I'll try to come
Tekken?
back to it. Well, first up is Grady Rush 2 because I'm not going to start until the beginning of next month, and then after that I got Near Automata, and then after that I've
That's yours in March.
oh whoops, not Near Automata. I meant Horizon Zero Dawn, which is like the very end of the month. So I've got plenty of time
Which
to
is
play
basically
Grady Rush
March.
2, and then yeah, those are my two games. So plenty
Yay!
of time to play that DLC. That's probably not that great. Just saying. I mean,
It's
I've only
gonna be
played the one that
amazing.
came with the pre-order or whatever it was, and it was not that good. So got low expectations.
It's gonna be amazing.
Well, also apparently they took out the snapping in the Xbox One home screen thingy in the next
You can't snap anymore in the new one?
in the next update. Yeah, no more snapping.
So they finally realized that it was only useful for games that you only kind of want to play. And they realized that that's not a good group of games to design features around.
Yes, Tropical, or maybe I didn't know I don't work there. Thankfully.
Yet.
um, let's see what else. What else? There's some. Oh, wait, never mind. That's not it. There's more games being added to the Switch lineup. They added I Am Setsuna. I don't. I'm guessing they probably added some other
Yay!
stuff. But it's like, dude, I'm not getting a Switch. I don't really care. So it's whatever.
They added like three other games, but I think they're like games from like the Wii U or something. Because it's like World of Goo, and two other games that I don't remember the name of.
If you can't remember the name of them, you know what that means. Just saying.
they're probably just like smaller games that I wasn't interested in to begin with. So, but other people probably were.
Also, there's a bunch of stuff for the leaked Overwatch Chinese New Year event, but nobody here plays that game. So I mean, Jonathan plays it sometimes.
Shockable does. And he also
Nobody played
celebrates
it this
Chinese
week.
New Year. So, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I want to check it
double,
out.
it's double fun for him.
Uh, and Overwatch. Heroes of the Storm. Both of them.
Um, the Ring City Dark Souls 3 expansion was just revealed, and yeah, it's happening. So look forward to that Dark Souls 3 fans.
It looks like it might be cool. There's a lightning bow, but my character wasn't an archer, so I probably couldn't use it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Apparently, also if you have EA access, you can play. I think it was like the first 10. I don't remember the amount of time it was. There's like something about like the time limit for like Mass Effect Andromeda. You can play like the beginning. Oh yeah, 10-hour trial coming for Xbox. I'm not sorry, Xbox One EA access members, which is not on PS4, but you know whatever. Not a service I would have picked up if it was on PS4. So you can take it. I mean, yeah. I'm just here to report the news. I'm just here to report the news. Yeah. What else? What else? What else? Resident Evil. Or rather, no plans right now to bring Resident Evil to Switch. Capcom says about Resident Evil. So you know, if you're wanting to play some Resident Evil 7, sorry, Switch owners. Oh, there was year-end revenue totals for gaming industry. Apparently, hold on, it's somewhere in here because I remember reading it. Let me try to scroll down and find it. I think it was like 30 billion. It was a lot. I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. Or 36 billion or something. So, which is like, it was only like point two million more than last year or something. So it wasn't like a lot more, but it was still going up. So yeah. Oh, apparently Nintendo's goal of systems to be sold by 2020 is 40 million. I didn't look to see if they had like a quarterly goal. I just saw that and I was like, that's a lot. But then their weird like years later goal, the way they stated it was like throwing me off, and I was like, I don't know, man.
I mean,
That's a
that's
lot.
20 million isn't. That's not that much in 3 years.
40 million, not 20 million.
Oh, 40 million. Oh, that is a lot. Well, man, then again, 3 years is that's a long time.
So I
So,
don't know, man. That's a lot. I don't know if they
because
do
I mean,
it.
how many?
Good
Because
luck
how
to
many
them.
did the PS4 sell? It's currently at what,
It's like
like
50 million.
something million.
50 something
How
million.
many years have that's been so far?
3 maybe?
I think
So I
this is
mean,
year 4.
so I mean, it's doable. It's not an impossible goal. It's just not necessarily going to be an easy one because
Yeah.
that is a lot of consoles, even for like a popular console. So it's like but that doesn't mean it's impossible. And I think they might actually do it anyway. So I mean,
We'll see. Dude, what the F? I can't find the story about the yearly revenue for consoles. I wanted to talk about it.
get it together.
Oh, man. Apparently Capcom's teasing something for Bloopity Blarpity. Street Fighter. Wow. I. Street Fighter. There's a surprise announcement because it's 30th anniversary, so look forward to every convention or conference or keynote that they're at, and hope they show something cool. Here it is. U.S. video game sales reached $30.4 billion in 2016, up from 2015, according to the Entertainment Software Association, which is the ESA.
Yay, money, money, dear boy, money.
I think there's also like a list in here of like the top selling games too somewhere. Let me try to find it. I mean, it was like Call of Duty again, but you know,
Obviously.
whatever. Yeah, Infinite Warfare was the best selling game, and then there's a top 10 list I'm going to click on to look at and see. I remember back in the day we actually used to talk about this stuff. Now it's like whatever, man, whatever. There's a list here somewhere. I'm probably just skimming all over. Oh, here it is. Okay, so yeah, coming in at number 10, we got Final Fantasy 15. These are units sold. I'm guessing physical copies. And then number
Wait,
9.
this is for last year?
Yeah, last year.
Oh,
And then number 9 is FIFA 17. 8 Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which is kind of depressing. 7 Overwatch.
Wait, Black Ops, like, didn't that game come out like 2 years ago?
It's pretty old. Well, there's another game that's pretty old on there too as well. RPG. Number 6 is Grand Theft Auto 5, which just keeps on trucking.
Oh, wow.
I think it was like number 1 in the UK actually, because I kept seeing a bunch of headlines of like it just sells a ton apparently, but whatever, GTA, so it's whatever. It's popular. Number 5 is Madden. Number 4 is NBA 2K17. Number 3 is The Division EU. Number 2 is Battlefield 1, and number 1 is Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Double EU. So yeah, shooters are still popular. There's probably something in here about console sales too, but whatever. We all know who won, so it doesn't matter. Or who's winning, because it's not gonna go.
It's winning, Tekken. Ooh.
I was just gonna say something. It's not important.
Inquiry minds want to know.
I mean, even though it was like the number 1 selling console of the year or something, with that stupid ad or whatever. So didn't beat the PlayStation. So it's funny how that works. Let's see.
It could have been the number 1 selling console in their heads.
Oh, apparently there will not be a Crimson Days event coming back this year in Destiny. So
Oh no, it was my favorite event that I didn't play.
maybe a surprise event this spring in Destiny. Who knows? Because nobody plays the game anymore anyway. So.
But you said that event was weird anyway, wasn't it? Because you played the Crimson.
It was, yeah, it was interesting. So it was like a 2v2 with like buffs after your teammate died, and because it's Crucible. So it's like a 2-person team trials, except for it's not tournament based where you have to like keep winning, and then it's like you get a buff after your teammate dies, and it's just weird. So yeah.
So you want your teammate to die?
Yes.
That doesn't seem very
I want them to.
Valentine-y at all. It's like, please go die so I can get stronger. Thanks.
Yes. Hurry up and die so I can be super.
That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible.
Apparently the physical copies for, the PC and Xbox One copies, or not copies, but disc versions of Ultimate Marvel's Capcom 3 are coming out in March. So if you saw it on PS4 and you're like, oh man, I want to play now, you'll have your chance. Other people of the world, they don't have PS4s. Yeah, I think that's it for stuff. I mean, I have this thingy open of like 2016's best-selling games in the US, but it's like we just talked about it, I think. So there's no reason to like go over it again. Kind of depressing. So many shooters. Broaden your horizons, other people out there. Jeez, I mean, come on. There's like
They'll have a Horizon later next month. Yay!
And then all the top 10 portable games are Nintendo games. So Vita. People say it's dead, but I still play mine. But looking at the numbers, I guess it is. Whatever. So
Well, that's because there hasn't really been anything like released for. Like the last game I bought for it was like Trails of Cold Steel 2, and that came out like early last year or so. They don't really have a lot of releases over here anyway.
Oh, also Nintendo said something about no new development for Wii U after Zelda Breath of the Wild comes out for it. So they're putting a fork in it and
Oh no!
taking care of business.
But I had hope for it. I had so much hope for it.
And that is that for the news and the podcast this week. Anything you want to say before we sign off, RPG?
Nope.
Anything you want to say before we sign off, Job Nicole?
Cool.
Okay.
Google us. Aimless podcasts.
Google us on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what Uncle said. Check us out. Aimlesspodcast.com. Aimless Babble Z. You know how the internet works, hopefully, and how to find us on there. If not, I'm sure there's someone that can help you, because
The internet is
technology
hard.
is a thing, and people know how to use it these days, and stuff. While it's still around for use. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that one last dig at the times that we live in and how it could all just end tomorrow. I love you guys still, like I said last time. So hope we're still around next week to podcast, and the internet's still working, and the air's still breathable. And yeah, until next time you see from us again, and hopefully we're still around. Aimless Babble Z, and we're now signing off.